Nick, could you tell us firstly, what is this screen? What is the system?
Basically it's an eye control system, which means that you can control the computer with your eyes. It's not just like reading your eye movements, you're able to actually make things happen on the screen. And the idea is that if you find the right way in, the right interface for someone with a disability, they can do anything on the computer that anyone else can. The difficulty is finding the right interface. Yeah.
Okay, and how does it work?
Well, basically, if you, I don't know if you can see the screen there, but those are my eyes there, and this particular system will let me move my head and still pick up my eye movement. So even if I have a physical disability that means that I move backwards and forwards and sideways, it'll still pick up my eye movement. So for people with a range of disabilities, this kind of technology can enable them to be able to communicate and control the computer very, very successfully and directly. Yeah.
How have you brought in the various screens? So I know there was grid 1 and grid 2 and now the music keyboard. What are you doing now?
Yeah, I'm doing that because basically we're working very closely with James and we're doing what he wants us to do. And what he wants to do is he wants to be able to write more quickly, to be able to communicate more quickly and effectively, and that's partly why one of the aspects of the way in which he wants to communicate is through music and as well as his poetry, and also we'll be able to enable him to design as well, so that he has the full opportunity, as have the rest of us, to express himself. So I'm doing it because James wants me to, basically, yeah.
And how does the system help him physically?
Well, he feels the important thing is that you can't guarantee that if someone uses eye control it'll benefit them physically. You can't say that. What you have to do is you have to try and set up the system as well as you possibly can for them, and then say, how does it feel? And so far, from the way that the work that we've done so far, James actually feels that for him it's less effort for him, and it's been described as almost relaxing for him to be able to use it instead of effortful. So I think he said it's a form of meditation, just kind of staring at the screen and letting the screen do the work. So that potentially, but it's his decision. I can't say one way or the other, but we need to just offer him that opportunity to compare the two. So far, so good. Yeah.
So we have to hope that James gets to keep this system and that we can afford to buy him one. But so that leads a bit to the kind of bigger political question, which is these systems are expensive.
Yeah.
All systems are expensive. People with disabilities aren't on huge budgets in general.
Yeah.
Is there anything we could do to lobby governments, or to lobby? Who should we lobby? How should we bring down the cost so that people can get access to these and then keep them?
Yeah. I think the best way to do it is to do what we're doing, and that's to work in partnership with people with disabilities and to let them show what the benefits are. I think that's the best thing that we can do at this stage. And if we can do that, then people will actually see what the benefits are. They'll be able to listen to people like James say, look, this is easier, my health is improving as a result of it, which is what he's saying already. And I would hope that anyone who cares about people with disabilities having equal rights and opportunities would actually say, well, yes, people with this kind of need, this kind of difficulty, should actually be provided with one in the same way that they're provided with a wheelchair to give them enhanced mobility. I would expect that a system like this would be provided to provide them with enhanced communication and quality of life. Because one of the rewards will be that the more healthy, fit these people are, the more they will be able to contribute to their own lives and take control of their own lives and generating their own income, and do jobs more easily, take control of their own environment more easily, because you can use this kind of technology not only for communicating and expressing yourself through art, but you can also use it to control your environment, open the curtains, answer the door, whatever you like. There's no problem at all using this kind of system. So if it helps, you can actually save money over the long term as well as enhance people's quality of life by using a system like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last question, which I guess is also a broader one. Presumably there are many people, I mean, we know James and we care about James and we know that he's so smart, he needs to communicate through a system. Presumably there are thousands and thousands of people very near us who also need the system, who've never had a chance to use it, and why don't we know about them?
Yeah, I think that one of the reasons why we don't know about them is because they can't communicate as effectively as they would like. So they don't have as loud a voice as they perhaps could have. Now, one of the reasons why it's, I think, the work with individuals such as James is so valuable is because he can provide an exemplar of what can be achieved. What we achieve with James, we could potentially achieve with thousands of other people. We get it right for James, and we can get it right. Well, it's actually thousands of people. There are about 1 million people within the European Union alone with cerebral palsy. Not all of them need eye control, but a significant proportion of those could benefit and would choose to use this kind of technology if it were made available to them. So the work that we're doing with James is important for many, many people globally.
Okay. Thank you very much.